Hey guys, so today I have swatches of the Superchic Lacquer Scriptures collection. There are actually 8 polishes here, but I can't hold them all in my hands in the boxes. These are multi-chrome flaky topper / full coverage polishes. What's unique about these is that they have a little bit of matte micro glitter mixed in to complement the colors of the flakies. I will link the website down below because these are available right now. 8 polishes in this collection, and I will get into the swatches. So the first polish is called HeavensCoordinates, and this is a blue to green shifting multi-chrome flaky with light blue matte micro glitter, and I believe there's some very, very small purple metallic micro glitter in there as well. So here is one coat. So coverage is a little bit sparse on the first coat. As with any of these, you can get a lot better coverage if you were to paint it onto a sponge and sponge it onto your nails. I'm just going to show you how they apply normally. These have a very short brush on them, but it doesn't seem to affect the application at all. Formula is okay. I do have to do a lot of kind of dabbing and manipulation and try to do some very careful placement to cover them evenly. It kind of wants to deposit a lot of flakies at the base of my nail and then kind of wipe all the flakies away as you go towards the tip of the nail. So I'm having to be careful to concentrate a little bit more towards the ends of my nails so they do cover completely, or at least evenly. So here is 2 coats. You can see it wants to cover the rest of the nail fine, but it doesn't want to have any left, I guess, by the time I get to the tip of my nail. I'm actually just going to try to spot treat that section. There are still some gaps in the flakies, so I will do a 3rd coat, but it might not be necessary depending on your preference. It's pretty hard to tell, but I do want to get full coverage on these. And like I said, it would be a lot easier regardless of the polish if you just sponged it on. These do dry matte, so you will want a top coat, and they will dry a little bit rough just because of that micro glitter that's in there, but there's not a ton of it, so I don't think it'll make it difficult to remove, though flakies tend to get everywhere when you remove them. So here is 3 coats. I'm going to do 3 coats on this one just to show what it looks like with full coverage, even though you can't really see the gaps. But I do think for time's sake, I'm just going to do 2 on the rest, because the formula is the same for all of them. They all need 3 coats to cover the gaps. But it's so hard to see them on camera, I think I'm just going to do 2. But all of my swatch pictures are 3 coats. So here is 3 coats of HeavensCoordinates. The next polish is called Entertaining Angels, and this is a pink to blue shifting multi-chrome flaky with matte hot pink micro glitter, and there's some, I believe it's either pink or red, really, really fine metallic micro glitter as well. So here is 1 coat. Again, it does take a bit of work to get some even coverage on that first coat. The flakies kind of want to deposit towards the base of the nail and then not apply to the tip of the nail. So it does take probably, I would say, a moderate amount of manipulation to get that spread evenly. If you go very, very, very light, just like barely touch the tip of the brush to the nail, it is a little bit easier than if you're pushing down hard. So here is 2 coats. So there are still some minor gaps here with 2 coats. So you would need a 3rd to cover it completely. Like I said, I'm going to, for time's sake, just do 2 coats because you can't see the gaps on camera anyway. But all of my swatch pictures that I'm going to show 3 coats. And again, these do dry matte, so you will want a top coat, but they seem to dry pretty quickly. So there is 2 coats of Entertaining Angels. The next polish is called Crown of Thorns, and this is an orange to gold shifting multi-chrome flaky with matte orange micro glitter and very, very tiny red metallic micro glitters. So here's 1 coat. Again, a decent amount of work to try to spread these out evenly. You definitely can't just swipe them on like a regular polish. It's almost like a mix between a regular polish and if you were applying like a really chunky glitter. I'm swatching these without base coat. So they do grab on a little bit easier on the 2nd coat than on the 1st. So I'm sure if you had a base coat, it wouldn't be quite as bad as it's showing here on camera. Probably would still take some work, but the base coat would grab onto the flakies a little bit better. So here's 2 coats. Again, there are some gaps between the flakies, not actually as many on this one as I had with the other ones. So if you really like spot treat it, I guess, you might not even need the 3rd coat, but it is very likely that you would need a 3rd coat to fill the gaps. So there is 2 coats of Crown of Thorns. The next polish is called My Secret Garden, and this has flakies that shift between pink, blue, and gold, I think. It's really hard to tell, with kind of like mustard yellow matte micro glitter and some orange metallic ultrafine micro glitter. So here's 1 coat. Again, this takes a moderate, I guess, amount of manipulation to try to get it to spread evenly across the nail. That will probably be reduced a little bit by base coat though. So here's 2 coats. So this one also covers almost completely on the second coat, just a few gaps between the flakies, so you might end up needing a third. And you will want a top coat to make this shiny, and it's going to fill in the little tiny bit of texture that you will get from the flakies. It's not going to be terrible, and they should be easy to get off the nail. They'll make a mess around your skin, because all flakies do, but they won't stick to your nail like a glitter would. So there is 2 coats of my Secret Garden. On a Wing and a Prayer is a purple to green shifting multi-chrome flaky with lighter purple matte micro glitter and metallic purple, like a darker metallic purple, super fine micro glitter. So here is 1 coat. Again, it does take manipulation to get everything spread out evenly, but these do seem to dry pretty quickly. So here is 2 coats. This one might be the most sparse of all of them, actually. I feel like the first coat was really sparse compared to the others, and I'm having to do a lot of like spot treatment to cover up those gaps. I would still recommend just doing a 3rd coat though. That might also be me because these did separate pretty quickly, so I had to shake them up. And you know how with some polishes, if they are separated and you try to polish without shaking them, you just get a lot of clear and the swipe just isn't quite right. That could be the reason for this looking so sparse too. I did shake it up, but I might not have done it enough. So there is 2 coats of On a Wing and a Prayer. The next polish is called In the Twinkling of an Eye, and this is a blue to purpley pink shifting multi-chrome flaky. You can see some gold down at the bottom of the bottle at very extreme angles. This also has white matte micro glitter and a smaller, darker blue metallic micro glitter. So here is 1 coat. Again, some manipulation to get it spread out evenly. And you can see there's a few stray flakies from the last polish always left on my skin because flakies tend to stick to the skin pretty badly when you remove them. So here's 2 coats. Again, a few gaps left in this one after the second coat, so you'd most likely need a third. If you get flakies that stick out past the edge of the nail, I actually didn't get any on this one, but you just have to kind of tap them back and they should lay flat. You have to do that with glitter sometimes too. So there is 2 coats of In the Twinkling of an Eye. The next polish is called Sweet Surrender, and this is a pink to green shifting multi-chrome flaky. It has matte green micro glitter and some really fine, it almost looks like a champagne color because it's so small, but I think it's a really, really light kind of melon green metallic micro glitter. So here is 1 coat. Again, manipulation to get everything spread out evenly. I like to just put whatever I get out of the bottle on my nail, try to spread it out a little bit, and if it seems like I need more, rather than dipping back in the bottle and having way too much, I just kind of do one of these and get the stuff that's floating around where the brush meets the stem. That way you get enough to spread it back out without having to dip back into the bottle and risk getting too much. So here is 2 coats. This one I actually don't have a ton of gaps with 2 coats. I'm doing a little bit of a thicker coat and dabbing it more than I'm actually applying it, but I think you could probably get away with 2 on this one. You could probably get away with 2 with any of them if you use that method. And again, you will want a top coat for these. From the end of my ring finger, you just have to kind of run your finger down there and it'll flatten those out. So there is 2 coats of Sweet Surrender. And the last polish is called Quickening, and I see some blue, some purple, and some gold shifting flakies in there with lighter blue matte micro glitter and a fine red metallic micro glitter. So here's 1 coat. Like the other ones, some manipulation to get everything spread out evenly. And these do dry pretty fast. So here is 2 coats. I am trying to do this one with some dabbing in the sparse areas so that it will cover completely in 2, but even then it might be better just to do a third. And again, you will want top coat to smooth this out. It won't feel chunky, but because it dries matte, it can kind of look chunky. Like you can kind of just see where not all the flakies are sitting at the same level. So there is 2 coats of Quickening.